Oh,
He had
yeah.
a palace there.
Really?
So now there is a restaurant in that garden, and I worked there for a long time.
Really? His ancestor?
No, actually, his ancestors. He doesn't have any ancestors anymore. I think he's the last in line of that royal family. So basically, that came to an end. He lived in Doorn and died there, and he's buried now in his own garden. And they have a restaurant there. And I used to do Python every weekend.
Interesting.
So history gets closer and closer.
Okay.
But he played an important role. He played an important role in creating tensions within Europe, and he divided people as he loved to humiliate other emperors, and thereby alienating friends and made them into enemies.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you going to show another one?
Let's move on to World War II.
No, you have the Wilhelm too.
Right, but this is an article.
Oh, okay, okay.
This is an article. I put it in there because it's a good read, but it's a long read.
By the way, you told me that John Green's World War One. You have 3 cities, right?
3 cities?
Yeah, 3 of video for World War One.
I have, I think I have two videos and an article in the New Yorker.
Okay, no. My question is John Green's. He prepared 3 video for World War One, right? Two. Okay.
Yeah. So this article, it's very interesting read. So if you're interested, the link to the article is in the presentation.
Okay. By the way, before closing, I have one question for you. I'm now writing Trump and Mexico Peña Nieto.
Right.
Why Trump try to have some heavy tariff of aluminum and steel to Mexico? Why he said Trump said, okay, we have 100 billion deficit against Mexico, so he tried to he tried to close down the Nafta against Mexico. But what is his true reason why he is criticizing Mexico? Is this immigration?
But no, I think that is so. The reason why they have this so they created the NAFTA. The NAFTA made it possible for American companies to outsource their production into Mexico because labor is cheaper there. So basically, a lot of companies, they went across the border into Mexico, benefiting from cheaper labor, and Mexico not having to pay import duties because of the NAFTA agreement. So that means, in the thought of Trump, a lot of jobs were lost in the United States.
Yeah, that's right.
And the products, the hard materials, or the ones the assembled products, they would be imported back into the United States. Those are imports actually from American companies, not exports from Mexican companies. They are really just American companies. So the reason why Trump wants to end NAFTA, in my opinion, is that he wants to force American companies to bring production back to the States, and so bring their factories back into the States. By raising those import duties, Mexico becomes less attractive for American companies to outsource their production, and therefore put a stimulus on those American companies to bring their factories back into the States generate jobs, and Trump can become the champion of the regular worker.
But this is
not so much about Mexicans, I think, but he cannot, like, basically he's waging war with his own industry, not so much with Mexicans. But I mean, that doesn't sell very well. So blaming the Mexicans is something that the underbelly of the American voter will find much more attractive than blaming GM and Ford for bringing their production into Mexico.
Yeah, this is the same phenomena. 4 or 5 decades ago, Japanese company moving factory from Japan to the States. Is the same kind of issue Trump thinking?
Well, yeah. Well, actually, that's true. The parallel is absolutely true. Basically, by imposing those import restrictions in the United States on Japanese cars, Japan more or less voluntarily restricted their export. But in response, Japanese manufacturers went to the States to actually produce over there, thereby creating employment for the U.S. and actually making the Japanese car manufacturers much more profitable than they were before.
I think at that time is still AI robotics is not so much advanced yet, but now is very heavy IT technology is advanced. Even if Ford and GM moving back from factory to America, they will not hire many people, American people.
Right, I 100% agree.
But why he's not stupid person. He understands that kind of background. How come he tried to move factory back to the States?
Yeah, well,
just saying for the American white workers, just only saying that,
right,
and making a promise that, but actually, even if they don't generate increasing of the white labor in the States, but he just made a promise for those people. That's only he talking about that issue. Only talking.
Right. So, well, actually, what could happen in response is that factories indeed decide to bring their manufacturers indeed decides to bring their factories back into the States, but they will not build up the same kind of factory. They will actually look at AI, they will look at robotics, as you rightly say, and they will create factories that will actually generate not a lot of employment, because that employment will be done by machines. Because it's cheap.
Yeah. If so, why Trump is telling GM Ford, ask them to bring back to the States their factory?
Well, because that is what he wants to boast to the people. He said, "I'm going to bring back work to the United States."
Only
That's his political.
Because only he made a promise for white people.
Yeah.
But actually nothing happened.
Actually, the position for them will not get better. I mean, it is a matter of efficiency. So if it becomes more expensive to produce overseas, then you need to bring back. But because the companies are like water, they always flow to the lowest point. So if it becomes more expensive to produce overseas, then you produce at home. But if at home it is cheaper to produce with machines and robots than it is with people, then they will produce with machines and people.
But let me, because I tell you about, I studied a lot about this issue, and currently, do you know the Tesla is fully automated factory in the States? Okay, fully automated. No workers.
Right.
For they making cars, no workers. So if GM Ford now bring back the factory to the States, they don't hire any white people. Maybe 100 or 200. That's it.
Yeah.
But still, Trump knows that, right?
I assume he knows that. But what was it?
One more point is why I surveyed はい、皆さんこんにちは、雲野です。今日はですね、雲野塾の研修のプログラムをご紹介したいと思います。で、こういうふうなホームページありますけれども、ぜひですね、一度中身をご覧になっていただきたいと思います。今日は VCube さんのスタジオに来て、この収録をしておりますので、中身はこういうふうになってて、今最近ホットなね、グローバルリーダーの定義など書いてあります。で、特に経団連が作成しました、留学すれば英語ができて専門性を持つというだけではですね、グローバルリーダーになれないとここに書いてありますようにですね、仕事ができる、専門性を持つ、英語ができるだけじゃなくてですね、私どもの塾ではリベラルアースということと、それからもう一つは孫子の平和、さらにはですね、日本の歴史というものを合わせて教えることによって、皆さんが海外の欧米の方々と、もしくは華僑圏の方々と正々堂々と渡り合えるような人物を育成しようというふうなことを考えています。ここに次のスライドが出ておりますけれども、ここに書いてありますのはですね、さらに、私どもの雲野塾の中身につきましてはですね、欧米の資料しか使っておりません。また実際に雲野塾は英語でやっておりますので、英語の講師がこう話しておりますけど、学習はですね、日本の歴史をまだ教えてますので、学習の午後はですね、日本のプログラムをしております。で、以前はこれ有料だったので、今はですね、実際に会場費も取っていただいておりませんで、毎回5000円ということで、朝9時から午後5時までやっておりますので、ぜひ皆さんですね、ご検討の上ご参加いただければと。英語のできない方もですね、学習の午後、こういうふうな研修をしておりますので、ぜひご参加いただければというふうに思っておりますので、よろしくお願いします。で、ここにさらにですね、グループ討議とか実務の勘どころを教えるって書いてありますけど、実際には私が10年ほどですね、欧米の新聞とか雑誌等をですね、集めてきた、もともと英語のベースでございますので、そうしたものをですね、50セッションのテーマに分けて資料作成をしております。そういうことで、世界のオペレーション、もしくはカントリーリスクも含めてですね、しかも世界のトップの方々に対しても、いろいろな分析とか洞察をしてですね、議論をしております。そういったことも含めてですね、今後ともよろしくお願いしたいと思います。以上で私の挨拶を終えますが、今回のこのビデオの収録にあたってはですね、VCube さんのスタジオをお借りしてですね、お時間を頂戴して、このビデオを作成させていただきました。よろしくお願いします。どうもありがとうございました。